Tonight on SUTV World News, a former French president is headed for jail, and skies over the UK provide a spectacular show. That and more begins right now on SUTV News. A French court sentenced the country's former president Nicolas Sarkozy to 3 years in prison Monday. The charges stem from a corruption scandal where Sarkozy promised a senior magistrate a prestigious position in Monaco in exchange for information about an inquiry against him. Investigators were looking into claims Sarkozy accepted illegal campaign payments from L'Oreal heiress Liliane Bettencourt for his 2007 race. They tapped both Sarkozy's phone and that of his lawyer, Thierry Herzog, in the probe. The judge suspended 2 years of Sarkozy's prison term and said he can serve the third by wearing an electronic bracelet at home. 2 of the 66-year-olds, including Herzog, were also handed prison sentences. Sarkozy will go on trial again in 2 weeks for accusations he hid the true cost of his failed 2012 re-election campaign. He is also being investigated for accepting millions in euros in campaign funds from late Libya leader Muammar Gaddafi. Sarkozy becomes the first president in France's modern history to get sentenced to jail. Former President Jacques Chirac was found guilty of misusing public funds 9 years ago, but his entire 2-year prison term was suspended. A government official says armed men kidnapped more than 300 girls in West Africa. The gunmen raided a state-run school in northwest Nigeria last Friday. According to the official, the bandits took girls from their rooms and marched them into the forest. A police officer was killed in the attack. This abduction comes barely 2 weeks after at least 42 people were taken in a similar raid on a state school in Niger. One mother spoke out to an interviewer following the attack.
They said there is security in our state, but by Allah's name there is no security, because if there was, this would not happen. Now, whether they have studied enough already or not, they are not going back to school. And this is not just coming from me, but from all the parents from this community.
So you mean that even if Allah brings back your daughter, you will not allow her to go back to school?
Yes, by the grace of Allah, she is not going back to school.
Russian state media confirmed on February 26 that jailed opposition figure Alexei Navalny has been transferred to a penal colony. The exact location and name of the penal colony was not revealed. A representative of Russia's Federal Penitentiary Service said that everything was done with the framework of the law and the current legislation. Navalny will remain behind bars after a judge partially rejected his appeal of a 2.5-year prison sentence last week. The sentence was shortened by just over 1 month. The iconic Inca site Machu Picchu reopened on March 1st. The Peruvian government had closed it in early February to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Machu Picchu reopened with up to 40% occupancy, which means a maximum of nearly 900 tourists a day. Visitors are required to wear face coverings and maintain social distancing. And finally tonight, some people across the pond were treated to a spectacular show in the sky Sunday night. The trail blazed by this fireball meteor could be seen in the UK and Ireland just before 10 p.m. The slow-moving shooting star was so bright it was captured on doorbell cameras. This video comes from a group of astronomers called the UK Meteor Network, who operate meteor detection cameras. Shooting stars are meteors that have entered Earth's atmosphere at high velocities and burn as they fall. They usually come from comets, but they can break off from any space rocks, including asteroids. And that's World News for this Wednesday night. I'm Adam Beam. Be sure to follow us on all our social media at SUTV News and check out our website at sutvnews.org. We're back with Ship News tomorrow, but for now, good night.